5-1. You know what though? I'm gonna be real. It wasn't as smooth a 5-1 as it kind of seemed. You know what I mean? The scoreline kind of tells one story, but it's not quite a free flowing smooth 5-1. It was a very like they had a couple of chances. Raya made a one-on-one save from Mateta. Saar should have had 2 or 3 goals as well. Saliba had a bad game. I'll do player ratings in a minute, but Saliba had a bad game. But his bad game is still at a high level. You know what I'm saying? That's how we managed to come through it. But obviously, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, there was a few a bit disjointed at certain points. I was feeling like Rice should have come on a lot earlier. I think Havertz in midfield doesn't work. I know he scored today. It doesn't work. He's got a knack for scoring goals, but it doesn't work. Havertz in midfield just doesn't work. Um, Jesus obviously is on fire, innit? He's just playing. But I get the why he played Jesus again because you scored hat trick against Crystal Palace. You're playing the same team, same players. Just go and do the same thing again. And he done the same thing again. He should have scored a hat trick today. He missed a sitter, not a sitter, but easy chance. So, but yeah, man, like Lewis Skelly, brilliant today. Partey was by far and away man of the match. I don't know how they gave it to Jesus because he scored 2 goals, but it was definitely Partey. Partey was just a different level today. And when Rice came on, because I was thinking for ages, bring on Rice for ages. I was saying it. If you watch my watch along, you'll see I was saying it. The midfield wasn't working for the whole game. It weren't working for the whole game. I don't know how we won that game 5-1. I'll be so real. I don't know how we won that game 5-1. 5-1 is a little bit flattering, but I think what it shows is you take your chances and anything can happen. I feel like there's a skill in taking chances, and that's what we've done today. Like it was basically taking your chances today. So that's what today's game was about, more so than that free flowing, brilliant 5-1 victory. Obviously, Saka's injured, which is a big issue, and he pulled a hamstring, so he's going to be out for from minimum 3 weeks to a month, man. So it's a big problem. But yeah, man, 5-1 was nice, nice. We there, you get me? We're there. Man's gonna let me go for player ratings anyway, man. Let me go for player ratings. David Ryder, he gets a Ray gets a 7 because at the beginning he was doing a few faffing about with the ball and he nearly gave away a chance like with the ball. He had a couple of bad touches. That's at the beginning of the match as well. So he gets a 7 because he redeemed himself with a save from Mateta when Mateta was 1-on-1 and we needed that save. And Raya had a lot of times we kept coming out and catching balls that we needed and clearing. Like when they were 1-on-1 like, going through, he comes off his line. His timing of his coming off his line is brilliant. I'm talking about when he comes out the box and clears the ball when they like doing a through ball. So he gets a 7. Timber, he was wicked today, man. Timber was bad. He was a bad boy today. Like he stepped back today, but he was cold today, man. Nothing happens on his side. He gets an 8. Timber was wicked today. Like he did everything. He does everything right, innit? Doesn't really make mistakes. Does everything right. Saliba, oof, he was bad today, man. Saliba's bad is still high level though. That's the thing. But he wasn't good today. Like he had like the goal that Saw scored, he was backing off. And then he saw manages to score. Okay, cool. I understand that you thought that you had it under control. 9 times out of 10, you would have it under control, but this time you didn't. So you had a bad game for that. Then he had a few times where he lost the ball, and then Mateta went through 1-on-1. And if it weren't for Raya's save, Mateta would have been what I think it would have been 2-2 at that point. Or so Saliba had a bad game today, really bad game. Saliba gets but his bad game's still quite high, but he had a bad game, so he gets a 5. But his bad game his level is really high still, but he had a bad game. Gabriel's too. He wasn't so good either, to be honest. So Gabriel probably gets a. I'm gonna give him a 7, but a low 7. He wasn't that great. He hit the bar from a corner as well, but he gets a 7, a low 7 or a low 7. The centre backs weren't that great today. They weren't that great, but they're good in it, but they weren't that great today, man. Mateta's a big problem. Lewis Skelly. Oh yeah. Top player, top player. They couldn't get near him, when he inverts into midfield, which he obviously was left back. When he inverts into midfield and he does his that what we call his Zinchenko role, and he kind of like goes in there, they can't get the ball from him. This guy is wicked on the ball, bruv. He gets an 8, man. Lewis Skelly was cold today. He might even get a 9, but only because I'm doing a couple of others. But he gets an 8. Lewis Skelly was brilliant today, man. Party, man, the match easy. That game today was easy for him. Easy for him today. He gets a 9. nearly a 10. He can't do much more than what he done today. The game was easy for him. Even when at the beginning of the match they went straight through, he just did a foul that like a professional foul, but it looked like it wasn't a professional foul, so he didn't get booked for it. But he could have got booked for it. I was thinking, yes, we needed you to do that there, like experience. But he gets a 9, easy for him. Party was an easy game for him, man. He had a party today. Who else is in there? Who was in there with him? Party, Havertz. Oh, Havertz scored, but he didn't have a good game. He didn't have that good a game. He scored. He's okay on the ball, but it kept going through him because he playing in midfield. Havertz in midfield doesn't work, man. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Like especially in the 8, doesn't work. I mean, if you play him in the 10 and then have 2 people behind him, maybe it works. Like, but doesn't work. So Havertz gets a 6 today, but he scored though. So he scored a crucial goal. He went 3-1 up, and in fact he's got. I mean, I'm being a bit harsh, but he has to get a 6, man. He wasn't that good today, but he scored. You know what I mean, I don't know, tricky one. But yeah, I'll give him a stick with my 6. Odegaard was quietly good. This is the dub games where people don't know how good he is because you don't see him doing any flamboyant stuff, but he is so smooth. Odegaard gets a standard 7, but it wasn't a majestic Odegaard, but it was like you just know what to do at the right time, smooth, just doing all silky feet, man. Odegaard's cold, man. He is a cold player. He gets a 7. When when Rice came on, changed the whole game though. Rice probably gets an if God give him a 9. When Rice came on, it showed up the whole game. He didn't start. He came on for him and someone else. Him and Calafiori came on. So yeah, Rice gets a 9 when he came on. I'm doing Rice now because I'm doing it in midfield. I should have done Calafiori at the defenders as well. Um, he was good when he come on as well. Calafiori gets a standard 7, maybe even an 8. He was good. He showed up the defense. Even though Lewis Skelly was good. He's a better defender. So he gets a 7. He was good today. Or 8 actually, maybe an 8. He was good. Martinelli, yeah, he was good today. Today was one of his games. Martinelli gets a 8. Even though he wasn't like so brilliant, but he just did the right things today. Like he went down the wing, crossed the ball. You know, that standard things like that because he moved to the right because Saka got injured. So Martinelli gets an 8. Then you got Saka was on one side. Saka wasn't in the game at all before he did one before the first goal. He ran down the wing and then crossed it with his right foot. But up until then, he wasn't in the game at all. So it's hard to mark Saka because he come off injured in it. So he probably gets a standard 7, 6 or 7. Doesn't really. But I'm more irritated that he got injured, to be honest. Jesus gets a 9 as well because he scored 2 goals and he should have had a hat trick. Really, he would have had 2 hat tricks in 2 games against Crystal Palace. That's what he should have been. I really wanted that for him, but he's he's scoring goals right now, so he has to keep starting. Simple as that. He gets a 9, but he got man of the match today. But I think Partey was man of the match personally. Anyone else come on? Oh, Trossard. Trossard came on. Trossard wasn't good when he come on, man. He was okay, but he wasn't that good. So he gets a 6 from me. Yeah, Trossard gets a 6 from me, and I think that's all the subs, you know. But yeah, onwards and upwards, man. We keep going, and we hope the top teams drop to more. They drop points. You get me?